So hello everybody. It's showtime at the Apollo. I'm just playing. I think my hair inspired me to do that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I am Demetra K, and this is the Demetra K Show. And the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to Donovan, the recovering Democrat, Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. I'd like to say hello, hello, hello to Facebook and YouTube. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you the other side of the conversation, but you are family. And sometimes I share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, please come back to this. Then you can go back to that. If you are not comfortable, just know that I am the only one that can see you, not even Donovan, until I bring you up to the big screen. Also in the comment section is not that we disagree, it is how we disagree. Also here on the panel, so if we can respect each other, hug and kiss, or maybe don't have to kiss, but hug or shake hands or something, I would greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about Black-owned businesses saying that boycotting non-DEI stores will hurt them. Of course, we'll get into all of that. I'm going to show you a little video and everything. Who's on here before I hand it over to Donovan? I got Benjamin. How you doing? All right. I read your comment before I came on here. Jug, what's going on with you? Clifford, how are you? Maureen, how are you? Candy, Brother Reggie, hope you're doing well. And Gary Mack, what's going on? Brother Don, my triple OG moderator, hope all is well. And shout out to all the moderators who hold down the comment section. Sister Shirley, how are you? And Eunice, hope you're doing well. Donovan?
All right, it's 3 o'clock out here. It's raining, and with 3 o'clock, that means it's Demetra K time. So thank you guys for joining us. Going to have another great conversation as we usually do on a Sunday and Tuesdays and sometimes Fridays. By the way, Demetra, you had a really good video on Friday. Give you big props out to that. It does take time, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears to make these great conversations come through. So if you guys want to donate and want to help the channel go farther and continue to go on, there's ways you can do it. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, money order, cash, however you guys want to do it. It is greatly appreciated. And for those that have been donating, we greatly appreciate you guys keeping the show going on and keeping the content creator motivated. Also, don't forget, if you want additional great videos and information that's going on from Demetra K, Vicky Diller, Brother Phil Scott, and all over the African diaspora, there's a way you can do it. The African Diaspora News Channel, a real Black-owned app, a real Black-owned app. 100% owned Black, 100% Black people, 100% Black correspondents, 100% Black contributors, 100% Black, period. You could download the app at Google Play, Apple Store. You can subscribe and do that. And also, this is the year of enlightenment. So we got to enlighten a lot of people. So a great way to enlighten a lot of people is to buy subscriptions and memberships for people, which you can do. You can buy it for the Demetra K Show. You can buy it for the African Diaspora News Channel. And believe it or not, people will look at it, especially the older people. Those are great gifts to give them because as they try to get online and stuff like that, all that great stuff like that. So those are ways you guys can do it. This is going to be a great conversation. I don't really know too much about it, but I'm going to give my honest input the best way I can. We want you guys to give your honest input the best way you can. But before we do that, Demetra, are you aware Cyril Ramaphosa signed a bill that will let the government confiscate land? Finally, 35 years after apartheid, the government will go in there and take away land from landowners and distribute it or whatever, do what they're supposed to do. The problem with that is, remember, he joined into a partnership with the white African delegation to form a government, right? This bill has no teeth. It's a bill that says they can do it, but most likely won't do it. And I just did a live on that, trying to basically tell everybody it's the same playbook they use over here. They use all this symbolism. It's like having a George Floyd bill. It sounds great. It looks great. You're going to get everybody excited. Yes, the government's finally going to go in there and take the land and redistribute it. No, that is not what the bill says. The bill says if the land's not being used, think about this. If he had to form a government with white folks, do you think they're going to let him just go and confiscate white land? Very interesting. You can find out information like that on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Get it today. Google Play, Apple Store.
Yes, indeed. And so we have Miss Corliss on here. She actually wanted to join me, and she was one of the people that called me about this topic we're going to get into. I had somebody else talk to me, call me this morning about it. I says, okay, well, it must be meant to be, right? We're going to talk about it. So welcome, Corliss. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. As you guys know, again, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th president of the United States on this last Monday. And a whole host of things have taken place. He signed a bunch of executive orders. And one of them deals with DEI, right? He basically ordered the federal government, hey, you guys cannot do any more diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at all. And he also urged a lot of private sector businesses to do the same. Now, admittedly, before he got into office, there were some businesses that started to divest, if you will, from the DEI program. Well, before Walmart, you're gonna say they were gonna, divest all this other stuff from DEI, and so a lot of people, especially a lot of Black people on TikTok and everywhere else, is like, okay, we're boycotting Walmart and we're gonna go to Target, right? And I'm like, why are you going to Target? Target is just as racist, right? They've had some issues, a lot of issues with racism, but do what you're gonna do, right? Go on over there to Target, and then not too long ago, a couple days ago, I guess it was, Target was like. We're getting rid of our DEI program too, because we have all of these customers and we're just, and I'm paraphrasing, like they all said, we are going to do what's best for everybody, right? Now, a lot of the DEI programs came into play during the George Floyd protests, where, what happened with George Floyd. Derek Chauvin put a knee to his neck for almost 10 minutes, murdering him, right? And all these companies like, oh my God, we just got to do something for Black people. We saw Congress and some senators, or Congress, basically, they got on one knee with a kente cloth. They, did it for nearly 10 minutes. Their geriatric knees were, right? Nancy Pelosi, Kamala, all of them, right? They were like, this is our contribution. And after that, we didn't really hear much, but this is what happened. And so, of course, there's a lot of people who don't think that George Floyd was actually murdered. They think he died on his own. Y'all do what y'all want to do with that. So nevertheless, a lot of these companies, Walmart, Amazon, Costco, Target, and a whole host of other ones are like, yeah, we're not going to be separating Black products, on their own shelves anymore. We're not going to be hiring because you're a Black woman, you're gay, or whatever is going on. All right. Now, this video I'm about to show you is, and I condensed it, and I sped it up just a little bit because it was almost 10 minutes long. And it comes from that of Tabitha Brown. Of course, you guys know who Tabitha Brown is. She's everywhere, right? And specifically, she has a lot of products at Target, Walmart, and a whole host of other places. And she's going to explain to you all how boycotting some of these stores can hurt people like her and other Black-owned businesses. Here we go.
Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025, and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sending messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail. Because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it's definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways.
Is that too fast? Was it too fast? Okay, so let me go ahead and just paraphrase it if I can. Okay, y'all get the gist. I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, it's a little too fast. Sorry about that. I hear fast because I speak fast. Anyway, so basically what Tabitha Brown was saying, again, she's everywhere. Target, Walmart, she's got seasonings, which I bought some of her seasonings. I like them, right? She's got clothing. She's got a hair care line, Donna's Recipe, you name it. She has kitchenware. She's just like the Black Martha Stewart, if you will. Okay, that's kind of the best way I could put it. And she's basically saying, I hear you guys. Okay, I hear you. You want to boycott, Walmart and Target. But if you do these things, it's going to hurt, Black-owned businesses like me. There's a lot of us. There's a sister that owns the Lip Bar. It's a Black-owned lip, stick company. And it's, from what I understand, one of the largest Black-owned businesses. But she's saying we've worked very hard to get here. And we're not really at the point to where we can stand on our own. So if you guys boycott these businesses, then you're going to harm us. Now, she says, you know, if you want to go in there and get just our stuff and leave, you can do that. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, I get it, but you're going to harm us. Now, me and Miss Corliss talked about this yesterday, and I was pretty hot. And I'm trying to calm down just a little bit, okay? I think y'all kind of got the gist. And I'm like, why is she special? Why is she special? And the reason I say that is because it was the 92%. 92% is the percentage of Black women that voted for Kamala, right? They're the ones that say, we're boycotting everybody. You know, they're getting rid of DEI and they're pro-Trump and this. We're boycotting, right? Tabitha Brown was also in that number. She was big up in Kamala and all kind of stuff. It's like, wait a minute, sis. What do you mean you're trying to separate yourself from the herd? You ain't special. If these women and all these other people, whoever you are, going to boycott Walmart, Target, and all these other places, why do you think you should be able to sit it out? You know, because it's going to be hard to find Black-owned businesses because we know there's not really a whole lot of them. She said that. Yeah, there's some in Atlanta, whatever, but there's not really a lot, right, where you can find their stuff. But it's like, you think about the Montgomery bus boycott. That cost a whole bus company, a Black-owned bus company, their whole bus company, their bus line. It cost Black people back then, you know, they have to walk and do a whole lot of other stuff. But she's telling y'all, well, you know, it's going to harm people like me if y'all stay out of there. It's like, I would think you would be wanting to pull your products out of there. But see, this is the problem. A lot of those companies, they say they Black-owned, but they not really Black-owned because they're tied to so many other people, white companies, just that and the other. They're locked together and all kind of other stuff. And to me, Tabitha Brown's got a lot of money. She knows a lot of people with money. Why don't you all get together and say, hey, let's pull our money together. Let's build a store, and then we could put our products there, and then we can wash, rinse, repeat. But see, she's telling y'all, don't not go in there because you're going to hurt me. Now, I'm not part of the 92%, and y'all know that already. I didn't vote for Kamala because I think that the 92%, I get why you're hurt, but I think your focus is skewed. Because you're so busy begging the oppressor, well, if you don't let me have my way, then I'm just going to boycott. Instead of using that energy to say, okay, bet. Because the other thing, too, is 92%, the backbone of the Democratic Party. Y'all talk about how mighty and strong you are and how we make things shake and they can't do nothing without us. Then if that's the case, boo-boo, why don't you build some Black-owned businesses? Why are you sitting up on TikTok, Instagram, or anywhere else crying about white people not letting you in their stores? Damn DEI. And as I said, when our ancestors left those plantations, they didn't have DEI. As I told Corliss yesterday, if they didn't do what they had to do, they was going to DIE, right? They had the determination. But nowadays, people are whining about, oh, don't do it. So it's like Tabitha and whoever else is coming. Do you want them to send a message to the oppressor? Or do you want them to not do that because your family may not have a bigger piece of chicken tonight? Like, which is it? So we're going to have that conversation. I'm going to get into the, oh, Lord. You know what? No sooner than I thought about Black America. Here he comes. How you doing? Anyway, I'm going to get into the comment section, but I'm going to give it to Donovan, and I'm going to give it to Corliss. We're going to keep our commentary short here so I can see what you guys got to say. But again, I just think Tabitha Brown, I think she's selfish. She's a nice lady, but I think she's selfish. She should be doing more. Stop trying to beg Black people to help you keep getting white people money. Anyway, Donovan?
Well, you couldn't have said it better yourself. The bottom line is this. We always complain about this and that and this. And we got two hands just like they got two hands. we could do exactly what they can do, if not better. The best way you beat DEI, and it isn't even the issue, is you just do better. You build better. How many of you guys remember the movie Higher Learning? Remember in the part of Higher Learning where Omar Epps goes to Larry Fishburne and he goes, "Hey, brother," he's reading the class names and stuff, and he's like, and he's thinking because you're a brother, you're going to cut me a break. And so Omar Epps, when they were talking one-on-one, was making all these excuses of why he can't do this, he can't do that, he can't do this, right? And what did Larry Fishburne tell him? Well, Mr. Track Star, Mr. Black Power, Mr. Independent Black Woman, whatever, paraphrasing. What do you do, Mr. Track Star, when another runner runs faster than you? Answer, you run faster. It's a very simple equation. It's very, very simple. You just got to do better, work harder, study more, and you're going to beat your opponent. It's as simple as that. How bad do you want it? So that's what I got to add to it. I think it's lunacy when you see these boule Negroes come out, and it's always these ones that have an interest, a vested interest in what's going to go into their pockets, are the ones that are always fighting against it. That's why we have congressmen and women that fight against. I had a friend of mine talk about, ooh, I love me some Jasmine Crockett. Ooh, Jasmine Crockett. She does this. Ooh, sister girl be giving it to him. I said, okay, that's great. Have you looked at Jasmine Crockett's congressional record? No. Do you know that she has not legislated anything for Black people? Not one thing. No. But she's legislated for immigration. She's legislated for Dreamers, LGBTQ, everybody else but Black people who put her in office. But you love Jasmine Crockett. Okay.
Corliss, and I have the video if y'all want to see it. If y'all don't, it's no big deal. But if y'all would like to see it, then let me know. But Corliss?
So all of this takes me back to even before they let us go from slavery, right? They couldn't get rich without us. They wasn't going to do the work. They didn't invent anything, but they ran off with everything, right? Then when we do leave and we create our own towns, cities, and we thrive, they get mad and come bomb them, come burn them down, come destroy it. Why? Because we kept showing them that we don't need them. We ain't never needed them. They always needed us. Same here. I had a talk with one of my little play daughters today, and I was telling her, she said, so mama, what does that mean? We work harder? I said, we've been working hard. We got to work smarter. If we take the money and recycle it in our own community and don't give them a dime, it will bankrupt them. Who's going to give them some money? I was tired of Walmart anyway, other than that. But I told D yesterday that Walmart, along with all of these other companies, they not only get money from, the majority of their workers are minorities. Okay, number one. Number two, they get incentives and tax breaks for hiring people that have records. And they're one of the largest companies that you can still get government assistance while working your behind off to get nowhere. So at the end of the day, so let me just say this. Kroger is not in with them. I'm sorry, Costco. Costco is not in with them. Sam's Club, because Sam's Club and Walmart are the same. So it's not Costco. Costco stands alone with they're going to keep their DEI in place. So I I had to go check because we just about to get a Costco card, right? I love Costco. I don't go to Sam's Club. But at the end of the day, start going to the farmers market. If Tabitha Brown has a website and we still want to purchase her stuff, go to the website. There are plenty of Black-owned companies out here that can thrive instead of giving your money and your EBT and the EBT y'all be buying to Walmart, Target, and all of these places. If we support ourselves like we support Nike, we can do a whole lot. And then my other thing I was telling D yesterday, if they raised over $1 million for Kamala in 24 hours, what could you do if we all came together, big and small, and put money together? We can always create our own. We don't need them at the end of the day. And everybody want a seat at the table. You at the table, and you invisible to them. They look right up over you and look right to their own people because they still don't see us as any part of equal. But we still willing to suck up and kiss a little ass just so we can have a place at a table that you ain't welcome. Build your own table. We've been building our own table, brooms, dustpans, pots, pans, and everything else, feeding them, boobs, all that. So it's like, what do we really need them for? They're not doing us a favor. We doing them a favor.
Absolutely. And I'm just, there's a lot of y'all on here. So hello. I'm going through here. Yeah. This kind of stuff. And like I said, I had this conversation this morning with somebody because they're like, I'm seeing all this stuff online about the DEI and they want to boycott. And you're right, Corliss. Costco is standing 10 toes down for now, right? But Target was too. So we'll see if they fold or not. But yeah, so Costco is not involved as of yet. But as I said, somebody called me this morning and said, oh, I see all this stuff online about them wanting to boycott Target. What is it about? So I explained it. But I said, at the end of the day, it's sickening that they would rather boycott, spend all this energy talking about boycotting these companies instead of saying, you got $5, you got 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's put it together. Let's build a store, right? The Asians, they got stores everywhere. Yeah, they go to Target and Walmart, but they got their own store where they mostly go get the stuff they need. Hispanics, white people, it's their stuff, Walmart and all that. But where is the Black mark? Why aren't we having those conversations? Like I said, you're not going to let somebody come in your house and say, I want the big piece of chicken because I got some breasts or because I'm a LGBTQ. I'm like, get the hell out of here, okay? Go get your own piece of chicken. And that's the conversation we need to be having. It's the same conversation of why I can't come and eat with you, massa. Why you won't let me sit up at the lunch counter with you? Why you won't let me move into your neighborhoods? Oh, you just need to give me a job with you? No. Get a job with your damn self like our ancestors used to do. Now, listen, I'm not stupid. I know what they've done to all of our Wall Streets. I know. But they still persevered even though they left those plantations with nothing on their feet, no clothes hardly on their back, and nothing in their stomach. They didn't say, well, I'm just going to wait and see if Massa let me have, a piece of the big house. Massa didn't never let you in the big house anyway, unless you look like him, or close to it. So you ain't been in the big house. Build your own big house. Let's keep it a buck. All the big houses, most of you see, especially Washington, we built that. But here we are in 2025, still having a Massa, please, won't you please, low, swing low, won't you let me, Like I said the other day, I'd rather sip cold Crisco through a straw before I beg them to let me do anything. See, these are the conversations we need to be having. Somebody come and say, well, we're going to boycott Target. Who is this we? And you want me to boycott Target? Okay, I get it. Where are we going? Are you having the same conversation about us building our own stores? Well, no, I'm just saying we need to just boycott. Well, when you finish with your half-baked idea, then you come to me when you want to build. But other than that, you're mad. You're mad that Massa won't let you have another biscuit. That's what this is at the end of the day. So we can create our own things. We are the descendants of pyramid builders, and we asking them. They didn't I almost said the F word. I'm really that mad, but I'm not. Them folks didn't lift up no stones to build no pyramid. Our people did. And here we are with you, please give me. Oh, build your own damn pyramid. Donovan?
Once again, Demetra, I'm going to have to play the facts for you. Okay, here are the facts, you guys, and you guys might not agree with me. Where you going to get a better house than you get here? Section 8. Where you going to get better food than you get here? What he leaves you. Where you going to go? Where we going to run to? That's any better than this good white man provides to us. That's how a lot of us think. Malcolm X said it 60-something years ago. We think that the white man's product is better and superior. Why do you think the Boule Negroes are running around with Mercedes-Benz, Nazi cars? Why do you think that they think all of that? The Italian cars, all the white cars. But the hoopty and the lowrider that was put together in the garage by the neighborhood fellas that are living that lifestyle and that culture, well, that's okay, but I can't be seen in that car at a premiere. I'd rather go in the Mercedes, in the Lamborghinis and all this other stuff. We've been programmed to think like that. So again, where can we go? We're going to get a better house than we get here. You Negroes out there are paying for $800,000 homes that cost $80,000 to build. And then they fall apart within 5 years. Now, I'm a lot older than Corliss and Demetra. Corliss was basically a baby when I was a 12-year-old. And I remember there was no such thing as a Lowe's or a Home Depot. You had your Ace, your little mom and pop stores, because back then homes were made to last. How many of you guys are on the East Coast right now and you could point out homes that have been sitting up there for almost 200 years, still going strong? What happened to that construction? How many of you guys remember when you used to be able to buy an American car, American steel? It lasted until you couldn't do anything else to it. This is how we've been conditioned. The let me feel good for the moment type situation, and whatever. We don't understand finances. We don't understand economics. We just the white man tells us this is better, and we think it's better, and it's not. It's not. Hey, I'm damn near a millionaire, living in California. Demetra, what kind of car do I drive around in?
A Nissan Sentra and a Hyundai Tiburon.
20-year-old Hyundai Tiburon, and I'm damn near a millionaire. But I see people, no shame, that are on the system, however you want to take the system is, and they're driving around in Mercedes and these high-end cars and all this other stuff, and that's their right to do whatever they're going to do. But our priorities are so screwed up, y'all. And we talking about boycott? Negroes, please. Y'all Negroes ain't going to do nothing but talk, and talk.
Corliss. And hello to everybody that's come on here. I'm going to start reading the comments after this.
So I'm gonna give you a prime example, Donovan. I was talking when me and Dee were talking yesterday. I have the whole thing going on with Walmart or whatever. So in my ruling, it was an appeal. The judge says that, I don't understand why she does hair at 10 o'clock at nighttime. That's not feasible, because why does she work that late doing hair? So I went and researched his name and looked him up on Google, his Chinese ass. First of all, your people sell us the hair, so go to the beauty supply and ask them why we be up at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes not leaving a shop doing hair. Black people ain't got regular, not the ones that aren't mixed with a little something. I mean, we all got something, but you understand what I'm saying. So I thought to myself, I said, you have the audacity, not the audacity. You got the audacity to ask me why I'm working for myself late at night, But it's okay for me to go in Walmart and slang they cans from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't want to give you a break, underpaid and overworked, let you die on the bathroom floor. Don't give a damn that you injured, still want you to come in. Don't give you no accommodations, and you killing yourself. But I can't work for myself as an entrepreneur. I was working for myself before I came to y'all. I came to them because I was asked to, because of my personality, not because this was what I was going to leave as a legacy to my kids, to be somebody else's damn slave. You have to be crazy, sir. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't work for me. So that's what they think about us in these jobs anyway. For all y'all that got a 9 to 5, 10 to 7, 11 to 8, whatever the case may be, you are a number in an addition to their bottom line, period. They don't care about you. So even if you got your stuff in their store, right, you're going to sell it to them for a discount and get a percentage when you can have us all drawn to your website and collect everything. Because if your name is what it says it is anyway, you don't need them people. Redirect the traffic and get them to your website where you get all the money and people can still shop from your website, and you just ship internationally. Let me just tell y'all, after all that I've gone through with the corporate world, I don't even want my product in Walmart. I'd rather sell it on the corner like some dope before I put it on their shelf, because that's how bad they are. And as a minority, I mean, I get it. That's the only place some people can work. But all you need is one good God-given idea. You don't need, we just don't need it at the end of the day. If you put your mind to it, we have come through and built a country with an entity, not a country, because this is not a country. We have built this with no education, none. And we're scared now. Why? If you'd have took that money that they gave you during COVID, you wouldn't give a damn where nobody was at, because you could do everything yourself if you would have invested it wisely. I'm just saying.
Let me just add something there. Double A says, I'm seeing people in the chat talk about the AI robots are going to replace us. Let me tell you guys something about AI. There's going to be AI, there's no doubt, right? In China, everybody in China has a job. Be it you're a security guard just watching a business, everybody has to be employed in China. Why is that? Because if you are not employed in China, you will have ideas to overthrow the government. So if people in the Western Hemisphere is not employed, they're going to be very unhappy. They can't pay their bills and all this other stuff. They're going to give you some type of job. There's no way that, okay, robots take, I just want you guys to be realistic. You can't give robots all of the jobs, because what are you supposed to do? You're a young person, you got your hands and stuff, you got guns and all this other stuff. You're going to turn to self-survival. So in China, the biggest country in the world population-wise, everybody has a job there. Everybody. And they do that way the people cannot rise up against the government. So yes, there's going to be AI in certain situations, but just think about the 22 million Hispanics that just came into this country in the last 4 years. So if we're out of a job, they're definitely going to be out of a job too. See, so I understand what you guys are saying, but this robot scare, it's not realistic, because you got to keep these people busy and distracted.
Yeah, and there is a scare with AI, but I don't know if that's necessarily it. I won't get into that now. But the other thing too is, and we failed to say, and maybe somebody said it, but Black people were never the biggest beneficiaries of DEI or affirmative action. So, and this is a conversation I was having with somebody this morning. I said, if we would just see, this is my problem, and hello to everybody. My problem is this: we have to become logical We have to stop being so emotional. People or groups or whatever can throw out words. They're taking civil rights. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Before I get my blood pressure up, did Black people ever really benefit from civil rights? Did we ever benefit from affirmative action or DEI? Then why are we getting upset that they taking it away? And as it's been said a million times before, and I was listening to Brother Larry the other day, and he was on fire. And he raised a good question. Says, if they could take it away, was it ever really ours? The other question is, and it would be illogical, okay? We're not going to be emotional. Somebody else said it in the comment section. Did DEI help us? Civil rights helped us? Because if it's been helpful since there's been a civil rights legislation since the 1800s. Now, if they have been helping us, then shouldn't we be to a point to say, hey, you know what? We got it from here. We don't need it no more. We're doing all right. But we're in 2025 still having a conversation. Oh, we're not going to be able to get ahead if they take these from us. Oh, they're harming Black women and gay people. And be logical. That stuff never worked for us. White women have been the biggest benefactor because, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, that when you call yourself a minority, which is why we need to stop doing that, or people of color, you lump yourself in with everybody else, and then they end up getting the stuff that they said is for you. See, they'll use Black people are going to be harmed if it goes away to get us involved. But they know that it benefited us. It benefits everybody else. So they need our anger. They need us to put boots to the ground. Oh, we're boycotting Walmart and boycotting Target, and we mad. But Dr. Claude Anderson said another great thing that just goes over my pompadour. I hope it stays up. Is Black people are very good at boycotting. We boycott each other every day. We find a reason not to do business with each other. And listen, I know sometimes we drop the ball, but damn it, Taco Bell dropped the ball. Forget your napkin, your hot sauce, the beans in your burrito. And you don't get on social media and blow them up. Don't go to Taco Bell because Taco Bell. But let your Black-owned business, forget a sprinkle of salt on your French fries. Oh, they tripping, girl. I wouldn't even go there no more. You know what I mean? So we boycott all the time. We do it to ourselves. We should not be having this conversation as to, don't go give all your money to Target. Don't go give all your money to Walmart. We shouldn't even, nobody else says that. The Asians aren't sitting up right now talking about, don't go to Walmart or Target. Go to y'all. They're not having that conversation. It's second nature to them. When they say, I'm going to the store, they grab their bag or their purse or whatever, and they don't say, oh, today I got to shop Asian. They just go. They go. They don't have to say, remember. We have to do that, though. So we got to get out of the frame of mind that, again, like I said, I'm very disturbed by this. That we're continuously in 2025 thinking we ain't nobody unless they include us in there. Why would you want to be somewhere they don't want you? I never understood that. Please let me come on in. I'm nothing. Listen to this, the lunacy. I'm nothing, and I can never be at my full. Now listen, I want to say this too. I know they be messing with us, okay? I'm not saying they don't. But back to my Oscar award-winning performance. I'm nothing without you. If you don't give me a leg up, I don't know what I do. I just need you to have me. That's how we sound. But again, I'm talking to the 92%. Y'all the biggest, the baddest thing on 2 feet. And listen, I'm not being facetious. I'm serious. I'm a Black woman too, but I'm saying as far as y'all, your Democrat Party backbone, all this other stuff, you can't be that for your own people. Y'all, like that Corley said, y'all raise all that money like that. But when somebody in the neighborhood needs something, I ain't got it. But when Kamala was saying, now she was running, y'all, man, look at the lunacy. Kamala, and I was in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship when I heard, and I was so mad because I wanted to be on land. The Wi-Fi sucked, but whatever, okay? Black women organize like that. They got together on Zooming. Bam. I don't know, $1 million or so they raised in less than 24 hours. But when we need something, you hear them, oh, well, the HBCUs, they ain't got no water and this, that, the other. And heifers, y'all raised all that money for a woman who told y'all she was black because she washing greens in her bathtub, and she squandered your money along with the almost $2 billion she got. But when it come to your own people, you begging? Do you hear the lunacy? See, we got to stop being emotional. Now, I'm going to get to y'all comments, and I'm going to swing back around. I just, it doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm sorry. Anyway, let's see who else came on here. Where did I leave off? Because I want to get to some of y'all comments. Okay, I'll start right here. Sam Priest, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Effies, travel coaching, how you doing? Says, tell it, Miss K. I'm trying. Brina, how you doing? Says, what a pretty fur baby. Talking about Donovan's doggy. Whitewash, he says the dog is adorable. So everybody likes your dog. HDLC says, and Black women need to stop being spokespersons for DEI at the white women and the alphabet. Have the white women and the alphabet men do that. No, we gonna march for everybody else, but your own community's in shambles. Your own community, every way, shape, and form, is in shambles. But yeah, you gave Kamala all that money. You gave her all that money. And wait, hold up. Y'all gave her all that money. And when Joe Biden left office, he left Marilyn Mosby hanging. He left Letitia James hanging. He left Fonnie Willis hanging.
Alvin Bragg,
and a whole bunch of other people who was doing the bidding of them. And I know they say we operate independently of the DOJ. Yeah, right. Okay, allegedly. But those Black women did Kamala solid, and they left them just do what you need to do. Sassafras can't help you. So I just want to put that out there. Nubian King, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Miss Sweets, how you doing? Tech Phoenix says, exactly. Look at what they just did by allowing Juice to be recognized as minority businesses. And who's Juice? Black America says it's 110 million white women, 47 million Black people in total. Of course, it will help white women more. Yeah, I mean, I get where you're going with that, but listen to what I'm saying, Black America. They have been making us think that affirmative action was for us since its inception, to the tune of the Asian community. Some of them got together with Edward Blum, an attorney, to go dismantle the educational component of affirmative action, because they thought we were benefiting more, and nothing could be farther from the truth. So everybody else thinks it's for us, but if you look at the numbers, it's not. That's all I'm saying. Queen Adiah says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made and do not need them. Learn how to be self-sufficient. Come on now. I'm trying, Sunlight. Let's see. And Sharon, how you doing? Says, they are angry because we don't need them. We can strive without them. We are the salt and the light of the earth. If we only knew who we are, you better tell them. Hey, Angela, how you doing? Says Demetria. Oh, thank you. Go on ahead. It's easy to do, Like I said, it looks heavy, but it's not. It's really lightweight. But thank you. All right. And Brother Jonell says, we refuse to water our own grass, chase a colonizer brand like slaves when we have the God-given wealth to empower ourselves as a people. A slave brain, get reparations. They're going shopping with the colonizers immediately. Insanity. Yes, somebody mentioned Gucci. People on TikTok, I'm boycotting Walmart as they're wearing Gucci. Tito, how you doing? Al, the truth, what's going on with you? Alberto, what's going on? It says they were studies back. There were studies. Black kids didn't even get the help they thought with DEI projects. Yeah, I mean, it was a sham, right? Mission Vision, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Max Red, how you doing? Says this is true. Rarely helping our own people. Yep. There says white liberals, the Democratic Party, Black flunkies have been programming certain Black people for generations. They can never be undone, and that's okay. They just get left behind. We done with them, right? Double A says that money could have went to better use. Yep. Eunice said they gave her all their money, and she gave a lot of money to white organizations and businesses and other races. The Blacks got the least of the money. Make it make sense. Yeah, they don't want to have that conversation, but they want to go boycott Walmart. CJ says, and I've not heard anyone call around on squandering it, much less disappearing again. once it was over. Corey says, I'm marching for my own people only. There you go. Let's see. MC Fact, how you doing? Says nothing done for Jasmine Crockett either. Yeah, she a trip. Lovely. How you doing? Says just birthright citizenship. It says it was for us, but everyone else got benefits from it. I'm almost at the bottom. Brother Reggie says, I used to work for a large American investment bank over here, and DEI, they're men, women, and alphabet community members. And Brother Damon says, and Asia's got a crime bill. F that. You know why? Because they are organized. They got this stuff working together, well-oiled machine. Us, we're still begging to be in white people's businesses. Listen, the last time I had a job with a white person, I was stressed out. I was so stressed out because she was on my back every moment she could. And that was really the last time I had a job with a white person. That was 2012. And I was like, I'd rather kick rocks with open-toed shoes than to do it again. Andre, how you doing? Donovan?
I'm going to read Larry Lindy's comment. He says, we don't have the money because the Black Caucus is robbing the Black community. We can't get a loan from the banks because we refuse to fight back by boycotting sports and the Black Caucus. I agree with you right there, Larry, but here's a question I have for you. Are you aware that Maxine Waters has been the Democratic head of the banking committee for over 25 years? So I find it hard to believe a Black woman, the backbone of the Democratic Party, the one that is leading the Black community, who's been in charge of the banking committee, and the Democrats have been in charge of the government in the last, 20, 30 years, more so than the Republicans have. So you mean to tell me a Maxine Waters, who leads the banking committee, has not come up with a program to lend money to Black communities, and she has the power to do so? That's sarcasm, by the way, you guys.
I don't know if y'all, because then with this Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was not about us regular Black folks. Okay? Please do your research. Black Lives Matter was the ABC community. It is funded by a wealthy white man. Okay? 2 lesbian women, 1 Black and 1 white. It didn't have nothing to do with a straight woman like me that like only men, or a straight man like Donovan that only like women. It was the ABC, D, E, F, G, and all of those that fall in between. Now, let me say this. I don't care for Trump, but the best thing he could have done was sign that we are male and female. All these other these other bathroom signs where we can go into the bathroom with men with children, talking about they can go in here because they a woman and they doing stuff to kids they ain't got no business. Now, where they finna have a problem at, you finna take all these trans people and you taking them out of the women's prison that's getting the women pregnant because they chicks with penises, okay, and raping other inmates and can't press charges on them because of the way the law's drawn up in California and a few other states, which is ignorant. They finna have one hell of a time going over to the men's prison thinking you gonna wear a dress, even on the S and Y yard. This finna be a shit show. But hey, like I said, once again, I need y'all to go research Black Lives Matter. Because they wasn't talking about our regular lives. They were talking about the other people.
Yeah, I saw that where they said they're gonna be putting the men where they supposed to go into prisons and the women where they supposed to go into prison. It's like, yikes. But what can you do? Like you said, there's a lot of nonsense that's going on in there. Like I said, some of the trans inmates are getting the women. It's above my pay grade, honestly. I can't even. I get confused a lot when I talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, but again, and hello to everybody that's come on here. This doggone hair is getting in my face. like I said, it's just nonsense to me. I would think that in 2025, we would be past the begging. Now, listen, this has nothing to do with reparations. We gonna get our money, okay? That money is on the way, okay? But that did not mean that we were supposed to stop fighting or unifying, right? We're waiting on reparations, but we stop unifying. We got to unify. That's how everybody else is able to get things a lot faster because they are unified. Us, we're not. Even now, you got a lot of Black people crashing out about immigration. Ah, that's not right. They sending them back. Shut up. Shut up. Honestly, how you got so much to say about another people, but your people are going through hell on those plantations and off the plantations, even to this very moment, and you begging and whining and crying for somebody else. Those people wouldn't do it for you. If it was Black Americans right now being loaded up on those aircraft, big old giant planes and however else they sending them out of here, they wouldn't say a peep. They would be their mouth would be so tight. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, I ain't gonna say those words. Their mouth would be closed so tight if it was us. But us, open wide. Oh, it's not right and wide. Shut up. Honestly, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm so tired of us always playing offense, defense for everybody else, but your whole community is in shambles. And then this other conversation, about I put it up. So many people said I was lying about the Tuskegee Airmen. They're gonna in the Air Force. They cannot teach that because it's considered part of DEI, it's part of the government, right? So many people said, "Oh, it's false news." This, that, and the other. I'm like, well, I know. I looked it up. So I was like, well, maybe it was, right? And I looked, and sure enough, it's there. But then so many people are mad. Oh, are you okay with that? You're a Trump supporter and all this other stuff. And I'm like, this is what I said. See, I'm in 2025 and I'm getting old. I'm becoming unapologetic about some things. And what I said when I posted that article is, if you waited till you enlisted into the Air Force to learn about the Tuskegee Airmen, stick yourself. Because why would you go to the Air Force and have them tell you about the Tuskegee Airmen? You should already know that, especially if you're going into the Air Force. See, the problem is we want to be educated by the people who wouldn't even let us read, wouldn't let our ancestors read. And here we are in 2025, unfortunately, we still don't want to read. I have conversations with so many people, and I'm like, if you just open a book, okay, everything ain't gonna be on a meme on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. We have to be educated, right? But stop begging them to educate you, to give you a job. They owe us money. I'm not saying they don't, but if you read Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro, that book tells you everything you need to know about being a business owner. I got a 15-year-old nephew. I sent him that book 3 years ago. And do you know, my 15-year-old nephew, he bakes all of his cookies, cupcakes, brownies, everything else you can think of. He wraps them up and he takes them to school and he sells out every day. And he got not just himself, he got another person working for him. He says, here's what I want back. You sell them for whatever you want and bring me back, the money I'm asking you for. He read the book. He's 15. So if a 15-year-old can do it, what's wrong with the rest of us? We are not to the point where we got to be begging them for a job. And I tell you the story about my dad all the time. My dad used to work, I think it was for Ferrari, Lamborghini, one of those, when he was 19. They accused him of scratching a car. He didn't. They fired him because my dad was a mechanic. They fired him. And they didn't want to pay him. So he went to the labor board and they made them pay him for every day, his paycheck plus every day that it took them to pay him. And he says, you know what? It won't be me again. And my dad has been a mechanic feeding himself ever since. And my dad is almost 81 years old. And if he needed some money, he know how to go outside and turn a goddamn screwdriver and make something shake. So in 2025, we got to get past begging them to feed you. Because whoever can feed you can also starve you.
Oh, and let me just say this. You ain't even got to open a book no more. Audible. They got all kind of reading apps apps that read you books. So you ain't even gotta follow along. Put it in your ear and listen. So we don't have no excuse. Even if you can't read, you can get a damn show good understanding.
Let me get that book again, Donovan. It's The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. It was written in the early 1900s. The Miseducation of the Negro, Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah, the funny thing about that, Dimitri, when I saw your post, and I didn't say anything about it because I agreed with it, right? Nobody came on my Facebook page with that foolishness, because if you guys that don't know, I am a legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen, right? So the issue with the Tuskegee Airmen is, do you see how they make everything that is Black owned an issue? The Tuskegee Airmen is not a DEI issue. The Tuskegee Airmen is history. So if they're going to pull the Tuskegee Airmen story out of Air Force lineage, then the whole Air Force history needs to be wiped out. When it comes to Black, they put us in these little things like, our issues are like gay. Oh, well, the gay is the new Black and all this other stuff. It's not. The Tuskegee Airmen story is based on Air Force history, not DEI. That is not a DEI program. So unfortunately, you got a lot of ignorant people out there that, again, don't know. And I'm with you, Demetra. Why are you joining these services if you don't know the history of your people in those services?
And I'm going to say this too, okay? Like I said, I might get me a prayer closet one day and pray in it. Because, my daughter sometimes she be like, you just be doing too much. But I don't think I be doing enough. So what I'm about to say is not in being mean or hateful. But as I said, some of you men out there, your wife lay down with y'all with all that fear coming out your mouth. Is she attracted to you? Talking about, I'm so scared, massa gonna come lock us up or going on a plantation, and why they won't let us. I would be like the Mojave Desert. Y'all gonna leave it at that? I would be hearing a man talk like that. That is so, like, and I know it ain't all of y'all, but some of y'all, it'd be triple OGs that be on some of my posts. Well, they won't. They trying to take this and that away from me. It's like, you a man, ain't you? We had a lot of ancestors that lost their lifetime. I don't care if you got me in 25 shackles. I'm going to fight you to the death. Don't let them tell you that all of our people on them plantations was punctified. They was not. They don't tell you about that because they want you to think that our people was, oh, massa, it's Sunday. Can I get a biscuit? I do whatever. Nah, that's some of our people, was getting their feet chopped off. Yeah, I said feet. They was getting a whole lot of other things happening to them because they was like, you just gonna have to take me out of here. I'm not. But here you are talking about I'm scared. Oh, shut up. And don't let your woman or your kids hear you talk like that. Black men, as I say, with our people, they didn't go take nobody else and put them on the plantations. And y'all know why they didn't, because we are physically superior. We can just stop and start right there with that conversation. We're physically superior. We're mentally superior. Don't believe the hype. And I'm not saying nothing bad about nobody else, but we have been taught that we ain't nobody. Even in 2025, you still, as men, I get why the women do it. Women, we built like that sometimes. We looking to y'all for strength. Yes, I said strength. I can't look to you for strength if your knees is buckling, or you biting all your fingernails off. Stop that. If you got to be afraid, go hide out in the car or the garage or something, and let a tear drop and then dry it up and come back in the house and stiffen up your backbone. But I don't ever want to keep seeing no men talking about how afraid they are of another man. Trump ain't Jesus. He ain't God. And it's funny you wasn't afraid of Biden. Yeah, Biden, he wasn't so outspoken like Trump, but look at a lot of things that he's done to you, and you love him so. You love him. And he left out of there. Yeah, he freed some people, Big Meech and all of them. I'm not going to get into that, but there's a whole lot of people he could have freed, and y'all ain't say nothing. But you scared of Trump? Get with your people. There's power in numbers. But all that yellow belliness, that's gotta stop. Honestly. And ladies, if you sitting in the car next to a man, he like, oh, Trump, oh, Oscar, click him in the throat. Tell him, shut up.
You know, I often wonder that sometimes myself. I'll look at some of these guys that be, you know, doing that Democratic two-step and all that other stuff, and I look at the women that they're with, and there's some beautiful women, educated women. I'm thinking, you're giving this guy some kitty cat? Really? Now, I might be Neanderthal, you know, in our purest form, but do you guys know mammals? No matter what species of mammal there is, the woman always wants to mate with the strongest male because that ensures the success of her children. The strongest male. And I look at some of these guys and I'm like, you're in a fraternity and you're doing this and that and a Black Greek fraternity. It just doesn't make sense. I look at this stuff and I'm thinking, wow, you know, these women are really giving this guy cat. And he won't, if bullets started flying, he would get behind her skirt. You know what I mean? Literally, he would run behind her skirt because he doesn't give off those alpha type vibes. Now, as Trump started coming into the election, Demetra, I know I'm on here and I talk a lot of this and I talk a lot of that. But as you know, and I've been sharing it in the comments, I go to my city council. And when I go to my city council, and I don't mean to say this like I'm this omnipotent person, but the politicians turn white when I walk into the room. As I drop dime the last city council, whatever the deal is, because they're in fear of me and and they respect what I'm doing and I get stuff done. But again, true story, you guys. Last week was what? Martin Luther King Day, right? Last week, 20th. My city is 1/3 Black. Controlled by Hispanics. 5 city council seats, 4 of the people on the council are Hispanic. They made a proclamation for Martin Luther King Day. You would think that city council would be packed with Black people. Packed. Do you guys want to know how many Black people were in that room? There was 4 of us. 1 of us is sitting on the dais. 3 of us are regulars that come there. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, wow. And we got people out here, let's boycott, let's do this, let's do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. The men in the community, the church men, wherever the deal is, I don't see them. I don't see them. If you lose your election, you should still be out there leading. I lost my election years ago and I haven't gone anywhere. But this is the type of Black leadership we have in the Black community. Even though I fight the matriarchy in our community, I fight it. I see why we have it because we got a lot of moist men in our community. Moist.
Let me say thank you to Sharon for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Corliss?
You got that right. They moist with beards and eyelashes and fingernails. Yeah, you can't help but be more. And half the ones that's straight, you don't know which way they swinging either today because, whew, baby, look, I done seen a lot of stuff. And when you say I saw one thing and they started shooting. The boy ran and the girl turned around and she was like, yeah, he gone and she's standing there and he just then took off with bullets flying. I just could not. Like you said, it is I don't know where the men are, but wherever you are, can you please, please stand up? Damn.
Yes, Costco should not be on that list. That was my fault. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to change that the thumbnail. I stand corrected by Corliss here. She said, "No, they standing on business," and I misunderstood it. So that is my fault. See, I get stuff wrong every once in a while.
Yeah, and let me add this. A lot of people sit there, and they make these comments like, we got to get together, we got to do these things, right? And I'm all for it. But the fact of the matter is, we live on this planet. This is where we're at today, this earth, this time. You guys are all into these Marvel movies and these superhero fantasy type things. This is reality. The men are not standing up. We are being eradicated, gentrified out of our neighborhoods, and we're being gentrified politically to where we have no voice. This is the reality of what's happening, you guys. I mean, again, you got these people talk about, I marched with Martin Luther King and all this other stuff. Martin Luther King Day happens, and 4 people in a city that's a third black show up. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. It doesn't make sense.
I was thinking about it too, D. Like when I would go on Walmart and I go in Target, I mean, you see a sprinkle of Asian people in Target, right? A sprinkle. But in Walmart, I don't see none of them in there. I don't see none. None of the grocery stores, I don't even see them in Kroger out here. Or HEB. I might see one. But I can tell you they damn sure be in their store. We got to get it together. I'd rather go buy groceries from the farmers now. Period. Send me a list. And let me go shop on the farm.
Yep. And Sister Shirley, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Says most people say everything happens for a reason. No, there is a reason why everything happens. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So somebody wants me to expound on moist men. Make it long story short. Moist men are men that will side with Tina in What's Love Got to Do with It. Real men side with Ike. Period.
I'm going to whoop your tail and your feet. Put them up. Put your feet up. Nobody siding with Ike. We're going to whoop his own tail. Here. Let's get off.
Real men side with Ike. Real men will side with Ike. That'll just handle it straight up.
Okay. Let's see here. MC Factory says, in the one situation with the guy who ran is just that situation. It shouldn't be generalized. I mean, no, of course not. No, I mean, I know some real life gangsters out there. Okay, the men that I'm speaking of they do not represent all men, but I'm saying there's a lot of them out there letting fear come out of their mouth like it's normal, and it's not. I don't know, man. I wasn't raised by a man like that. And hang out with men like that. So it's weird to me when I hear men, weak in the knees. It's crazy. Samuel C says, too many weak men and too many weak little boys who are coddled by their mamas and women in their lives. Quite frankly, I'm sick of it. I totally agree. Victoria, how you doing? Says, black folks worried about wigs and Nikes. Uh-oh. Black America says, why should these men stand up for women who they aren't with? Don't pay attention to them. Men aren't coming back. Well, we talking to you. Okay. If you don't want to come back, then we're not. Listen, nobody. And when I mean nobody is saying, oh my God, please, Black America. I mean, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And the more salty side of me wants to say, tell your ass. And you can't tell it fast enough away from us. If you don't want to be with us, we're not going to beg you to do that. Go be where you find happiness. And I mean that sincerely. Miss Sweet says groceries from a farmer. Yeah, you could do that. Damon says, I did 22 years standing up in United States Air Force and U.S. Army on point, 24/7, 365. All right. Well, thank you for your service. Al says, has anyone said anything about DEI? I haven't listened to all of the messages. Maybe they've mentioned, I don't know, but the nation ain't worried about no DEI. The nation's message is do for self, not DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. It's DY or DY, do for self, or however, right? They're not worried about no DI. They're not begging a white man for stuff. They're saying do it yourself. We're capable of doing that. As I said too, y'all see all these companies laying off and stuff. Some of us will be stuck because you only got one job. And I'm not saying you need to be working 19 jobs, but I'm saying, what can you do if you lose your job? Can you eat? Do you know how to make something happen without it? You know what I mean? Like my mom said all the time, only a poor rat has but one hole. So you only got one hole that hole gets closed up, then what? Oh my God. All right, bet. Because I'm a smart mouse or rat. And I'm gonna run in the other hole that I built and I dug in and I put some stuff up in there because I know these people don't want me in and out of their house running around. They gonna close off the interest that they see me going in. All right, cool, bet. I'm gonna go on the other one. And they close that one up. I'm gonna go on another one. Every time they close one up, I'm gonna open up another one just in case I get locked out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The DEI is cute in theory, but it's only cute for the people it works for. See, if they take the white women, but see, this is the other thing too. I was having this conversation with somebody this morning. Said, if you think about white women, okay, white women, black men could vote before white women could. The first suffrage movement, right? That was one of the battle cries. Well, why can't the black man vote and we can't? Because the white man was like, listen, Betty, I need you to stay in the house. I need you to take care of the kids and do all that. We're going to go out there and get it, right? So that's how white women became marginalized. But if you think about it, what, to the tune of 70%, they're married to each other or whatever the case is. Their husbands is already getting it. Now there's some women out there is like, I just want to work and I want to be the CEO of the company. And all right, get it. But that's why they benefit. Because they felt like I don't want Brad to bring home all the bacon, So it's just so frustrating.
No, since you brought that up, Jimmy, have you seen the videos of the people who are hollering and screaming about Section 8 possibly going away, food stamps being cut? And I said people. I didn't say particularly women. I said people there's a whole bunch of videos. I've seen guys complaining. I've seen women complain. And it goes back to what your mom has been saying. You've had so many stupid people who've been gaming the system and only have one hole. And now that they're going to cut it off, now they don't know what to do.
I mean, yeah, and I haven't heard anything about them cutting off food stamps or whatever the case is. I'd imagine.
But no, they're saying that because Trump is in office. See, that's the go-to. The Democrats throw that out there. Oh, they're going to cut off food. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. If you're a smart rat, you would have had other different, just in case. If you're going to game the system with some sense.
Yeah, and then truth be told, not everybody is gaming the system on welfare. I know that's kind of what they lead with. All people are gaming it. Most people who are on any sort of social assistance or government assistance, they need it, right? Yeah, there's some who are gaming the system, but that's not the overall story. But that's the story they lead with. Who was it? I forget the president. Was it Clinton or Bush? One of them, the welfare queen. And they used a picture of a black woman. I forget her name, but they used a picture of a black woman for the welfare. Yeah,
that was Reagan.
Reagan. So the welfare queen, and it was an extreme case, right? She was getting over, but they put the black woman out, and so everybody's, the welfare queen is black. But every day in America, white people getting gaffled up behind game in the system, but they don't talk about that, and they're not, because it's their media. White people own the media, and they're not gonna put their people in a bad light. So I don't ever really like to knock people who are doing it, but yeah, if you're getting over it, eventually you'll have to answer for it. Black America, I know you have 3 women, but
speaking of people that are getting, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, speaking of people that are getting caught, you're seeing them on TikTok and stuff, talking about the money that they owe and all this. And I have yet, this is me, because I sit around, especially on the weekends, and watch videos. I have yet to see black women talk about what they owe, whatever. It's mostly been these white women that I've been seeing talk about they owe $27,000, $18,000 because they got caught up. And they got caught up because they pissed off like a friend or a neighbor that turned them in.
No, what about the restaurant owners? Did y'all see them getting hauled off in cars? All these white folks going to buy food stamps. He went, used all the cards at Costco to buy the food for his restaurant. Now, I ain't what? Like, make it make sense. And I had to go pull up, I think it didn't disappear. I had to pull up Black America because, I just, why should these men stand up for women who they aren't with? Don't pay attention to them. Men aren't coming back. First of all, I would hate for your daughters to be anywhere that they ain't with you and they need some type of assistance from a real grown man, whether it's protecting them, a bullet, grabbing them, I mean, anything. You say some of the most dumbest shit I have ever heard. I have daughters, right? And one of my daughters, my friends thought they saw my daughter out with a guy grabbing on her or whatever. Her husband went over to the person. It happened not to be my daughter, but the girl looked exactly like her. And he was on dude's ass. You know why? Because no man of any color should be putting their hands on somebody that ain't they wife, they girlfriend. You shouldn't be putting your hand on a woman, period. But sometimes, what if you are the person that you see something and something is going on and you could try to help save a life? So you want somebody just to say, screw your daughter and, oh, he ain't with her and we ain't going to help her because we ain't together. That's what's wrong with us. That's why we can't get nowhere. That's why we can't do nothing. Because if my sons see somebody, my son, see a woman in distress that needs some help, my sons have gone over to help. And one of them wind up saving somebody's life at the end of the day. So I'm a little confused as to why you would not want to help a woman, especially a black woman. Oh, you make my ass itch.
Listen, okay, I'm gonna switch gears. And Marcella, you actually reminded me of something. Okay. Now, there's a state senator in Mississippi. Okay. He is proposing that if a woman needs an abortion, right, that the man that was involved in such act, he should be fined $1,000 the first time that he lets out his little seeds, and 5,000 the next, and then 10,000, because he is like, why should women be on the hook altogether for trying to delete the baby? And I'm just telling you what he said, delete the baby and all of that. And I thought about that. I said, oh, he might be on to something, because that woman didn't get pregnant by herself. But I said, with that, he should put in this law that if the woman doesn't want the baby and the man does, then all right, sis, you're gonna have to bring the baby to term and then give the baby to the daddy, right? Because if he's gonna be fined for it, and I don't hate it, I like that idea. I think that he should have to pay something, because what? Sex is for procreation. I know y'all think it's to be hanging from chandeliers and all this stuff. It's really for procreation. So he's like, if you procreate with a woman, y'all don't want the baby, yeah, you got to pay some too, bruh. But yeah, the man should be able to have the baby. If she doesn't want to have the baby, give it to me, sign up for all your rights, lady, or whatever the case is. But I just thought that was very interesting. I like to see, if that does get implemented there in Mississippi, and where the conversation goes. Because on one hand, you do see a lot of admonishment of the woman. Keep your legs closed and all this other stuff. And it's like, bruh, while her legs was open, you was up in there depositing something. So yeah, I don't hate it. What do you guys think about that? The comment section. What do y'all think about that law? You think it's fair, unfair, what? And we got about 5 more minutes, and we're gonna get out of here.
As the only man on the panel, I'm going to say this once again. We have these moist men in the patriarchy that do these things, okay? That, oh, we're going to start with the women, whatever. When isn't a man not held responsible? We pay the damn child support. In a lot of situations, men aren't paying for children that are theirs. A third of all births, again, in the United States, the father's not the father. So what I'm saying in this law, they really got to really think it out, because, again, I agree with you. I disagree with you when you say that men don't pay. We do pay. We're always held accountable. A woman can have a baby, drop it off at the fire station, walk away.
You missed the point. The point is, if that woman does not want the baby, the man should also have to be responsible in all the consequences, because in a lot of states, it's illegal to do that. So right. He's basically saying the woman should not be on the hook herself, since she did not create. So it's not about the inception of the baby and the man has to take care of the child support, all that. It's about, you were there, you planted a seed, and you need to be responsible for it too.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is this notion that men don't take responsibility. We're held accountable all the time in the child support and all this other stuff. Now, in regards to what this law pertains to, again, it has to go down to the DNA. It has to go, is that the father? We don't know. A third of all births. So it opens up a can of worms. I agree. However, I will tell you, ladies, a lot of men, we don't believe in deleting our children. At least the real men don't. These moist men, I don't know any, a lot of these guys have female traits. But I think that would become a problem for women who don't want to bring the baby to term. How do you make a woman bring a baby to term that she doesn't want to bring to term, even if the father does want it? So I think it opens up a can of worms. They got to really think it out.
Yeah, it has to be thought out, but I mean, just on the surface of it. And like I said, I read it and I thought that's very interesting. Yeah. Because I think what it serves as a deterrence for men and women. That we've all taken sex ed to some degree. At least I think we have. Some people probably wasn't paying attention, whatever. And the people wasn't paying attention. We see the results of that. But, at the end of the day, it took both people to make the child. And that when you lay down, especially unprotected, you could probably start a baby, right? And if you're laying down with somebody you don't want to be with, you don't want to raise a child with, get up. That's the point of the law. It's not necessarily to, collect money. I guess that would be the end game. But it's a deterrence. Like, yo, dude, because it's going to be you on the hook for child support for 18 to 22 years, right? So people can't tell you what to do, but stop laying down with these women thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to hop up and down in there for 2 minutes and then whatever happens, happens. And then I'm going to be mad when I got to pay child support or whatever the case is. See, because you could have said no. You could have said, I don't want to take that ride with you, ma'am. You got a nice body, but I don't like what's attached to the body, So I don't hate it. I guess I'd have to look more into it, but yeah, I think it's interesting. It's interesting. I think I'm imagining if I was a man, I'd be like, whoa.
So let me ask you this. Okay, a man does put a condom on or whatever. He's done what he's supposed to do. I'm not really versed on the 47 types of contraception that women have. I'm not very versed on that, but she's done what she has to do, right? They both have done what they're supposed to do, and it failed because we know everything man-made doesn't fail. So is the man still got to be on the hook when they both willingly did what they could do and it didn't work out?
You shouldn't have had your hook in a woman. You ain't trying to be that way.
What's her side?
Okay, but see, you're selling past the clothes, because I'm not arguing what happens after the baby is born. I'm talking about what he's saying, that if the woman wants an abortion or whatever, the man in question, which I don't know how they would figure out who that is, but I don't know. They haven't worked out. I don't know. It's not my bill. I'm just telling you what I read. Okay. The point is, stop putting your hook in a woman you ain't trying to hook. Right? Because that's the conversation. I'm not sitting up here because I was married. I was an unwed mom too. Okay. I was not married to my daughter's father. So I'm not sitting up here like I was perfect. But what I'm telling you is hindsight is 2020. Stop hopping up and down on women and letting men hop up and down on you that you're not trying to be with. And you got to argue about child support, and that ain't my baby. And I'm
no. What I'm saying is, if you got two responsibilities.
But wait, I'm saying abstinence. Okay, if there's 499 types of contraceptions, guess what? All 499 of them are not foolproof. So I'm just telling you what this is science. If you don't want a baby, don't lay down and do things to make a baby. That's that simple. And I think that's what the law is saying.
Right. But the law has to be equal. It can't be one-sided. It has to be equal to both sides. So what I'm saying is, she's done her responsibility, he's done his response, and a baby still happens. So is it still right to punish the man, or do you punish the woman? And let's reverse that. Wait, let's reverse that.
Yeah, you trying to put on for the manosphere, so you missed what I said.
No, I didn't. A lot of cases, you're missing what I'm saying.
Wait, hold on. But let me make sure you understand this part. These are happening in a lot of the states where abortion is illegal. So the woman, if she gets that, she pays the consequence, right? So add that in there.
Right. But that's not my issue. My issue is this. They're both responsible adults. They both sit down and do. The law has to be equal to both parties. They have to be equal. That's how the law's supposed to work. He's responsible. She's responsible. They both willingly lay down. she ends up pregnant for whatever reasons, her side fails, or well, we know his stuff didn't fail, whatever those, but whatever. How do you hold who responsible for what? You see what I'm saying?
Let me say this. First of all, when you're gonna have sex, keep the lights on. This might be the best birth control. Keep the lights on. When he drop his pants, if he's 2 inches, then that's a deterrent right there. Waste of time. These said 2 minutes. Sometimes you ain't getting 45 seconds. I'm just saying, we gonna keep it a buck. Okay?
Yeah.
So if they ain't working with much, that ought to deter a lot of y'all women, because some of us mess with people that are a little more well endowed. So it's a waste of a tic tac anyway.
Yeah.
That'll save a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, like I said, once again, this has to be thought out. It might be a good thing, it might not. But again, two willingly people that lay down together, they both bear the responsibility of the action that they took. That's what I'm saying. You just can't put it on one or the other. They both were down there together.
All right, so I went to my best friend, Chat GPT. Okay, I want to make sure that we get what the bill is, because like I said, I read it, and here we go. In January 2025, Mississippi State Senator Bradford Blackman introduced Contraception Begins at Erection Act, a bill that would make it unlawful for individuals to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo. This legislation proposes fines of $1,000 for first offense, $5,000 for second offense, and $10,000 for subsequent offenses. Exceptions are made for sperm donations intended for fertilization and instances where contraception is used. Senator Blackman stated that the bill aims to highlight the double standards in reproductive health legislation, emphasizing that men are equally responsible in matters of contraception. He noted that most bills related to contraception and abortion focus on women's roles, despite men being 50% of the equation. It's important to note that this bill is primarily symbolic and is unlikely to pass in Mississippi's Republican-controlled legislature. Its introduction serves to provoke discussion about men's responsibility in reproductive decisions. As of now, there's no specific legislation in Mississippi that mandates financial responsibility for men if a woman seeks an abortion. However, existing laws require fathers to provide child support for their offspring. The proposed bill by Senator Blackman does not directly address financial obligations related to abortion procedures. So there it is. That's the premise of the bill. Not that men aren't held responsible. Not that they don't know who to. My thing is, I know I'm the father. Did you lay down with that woman, sir? Yes, I did. Well, you could be. You could be. Even if she laid down with 10 other people and you were one of the 10, you could be the father until further notice.
Right. Well, then why don't we stop that stupid bill and just do mandatory DNA testing at birth? Why don't we just do that? That'll cut out a lot of the middle ground. Why is it that these women groups are against mandatory DNA testing?
Well, I'm not. I'm a woman. I'm not against it. I think that people should have DNA tests. I think everybody, when you married, there should be DNA testing.
And that would hold a lot of men accountable for the actions that they do, because it'd be undisputed.
Yeah, I agree. There should be DNA testing. I 100% agree. Because, yeah, women do lie. As I said, believe all women do lie, sometimes a lot. Okay? I'm not one of those believe all women. No, because like I said, I know a few men. I know one that's going through it right now with the nonsense. But it's like, you know what? You shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. So here you are. Here you are. You know? So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. And Gregory X, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It says, shaking my head, those postmenopausal chicks. What? Most of us postmenopausal. And let me shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth. 3 hands. How you doing? It says some people I have with the lights on. Be pretty. How you doing? So just stop sleeping with women or men that you don't want to procreate with. It can all be so simple, but they rather make it hard. No pun intended. Agent Black, he says, because I'm hearing a lot of going on at the men, but I'm not hearing a lot of responsibility also being placed on the woman as well. If we're going to be equal. Well, y'all have been following this show a long time. No, I do. I put a lot of responsibility on the women too. I always say, stop letting these people treat you like a trampoline. It's not my message. Farrakhan talked about it in one of his last Savior Day addresses. Say, women, stop laying down with a man you're not committed to, or is not committed to you, because he'll put a baby in you and run down the street and do it with Susie and everybody else. So if there's no commitment, then I mean, you kind of get what you get, you know. So I'm not one of those bashing men shows. I'm an equal opportunity basher.
But it's some well committed men with rings on. They got 18 kids on the side, and you don't find out about them till they in the box. I'm just saying, like, we got to keep it a buck. I've
been to one of those funerals too, and it's like, where'd she come from? Who is she? What? Oh, damn.
They fighting at the church, tearing up the church. The man about to get knocked out the casket, running up on the other baby mama. The mama wig then fell off because she can't. It's some straight foolishness. And the whole time, the family that knew about all these women, and you worried now that he in the box.
I've seen it. It getting up there. Oh, he was my man.
He said legs opening is a choice. Well, first of all, if you know how to screw, you don't need your legs open. I told my uncle that all the time. He used to tell me keep a quarter between my knees. I could do a dime too. But I told him all you got to do is turn over and toot it up, baby, and it slide right on in. So it ain't got nothing to do with your legs opening. Okay?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Crazy. You know what's crazy? This bill is being proposed in the poorest state in the union, where Black people are subjugated and live way below the poverty level, education level, food level. All that stuff is bad for Black people in Mississippi. My brother's stationed down at Keystone Air Force Base in Biloxi, so I kind of know a little bit about that area. So a bill like this, how would you get that kind of money from people who live below the median poverty level at that area? You know, to me, it's almost like another guise to put Black people in jail. You know, Black men in jail. You know, it's like we know it's not going to pass, but the point is, it would be simpler just to do mandatory DNA. You know.
I'm just one of those people. If you can't afford to screw, then don't do it. Okay, I don't really think that. I think if you don't have the money to be having sex, you shouldn't be allowed to. It should be. It ought to be a bill.
Legalize prostitution. I'm with you, Demetra. Let's legalize it. Yes, I can have as many as I want and then go about my business. Yes.
Then you mess around, knock her up, then you're gonna be mad. See. So I mean, I'm just saying. I think they ought to propose a bill. How much you got? Oh, I'm doing. I am one. Let me see your credit report. Your credit report. Oh, you got a 400 credit score? Are you absolutely not? Will we not be getting horizontal with nobody? You need to get your money up. And how, you know, my brother, y'all know my brother Walter. He be on one, but he tell the truth a lot sometimes. Okay, and he says, if you broke, you shouldn't be screwing nothing. How do you even get in the mood to do it if you broke? You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
There's a lot of dudes that are getting cat and they ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
But then when they get the cat and the cat has some a litter, then they talking about, oh, I got to pay. I ain't got no money. But you had it. But if you ain't got no money, how do you even stand at attention? And women, nah, shut up. Shut up.
They ain't standing at attention. They playing peekaboo.
Shut up. I'm not going to say it.
I'll tell you how they stand at attention. These are the same dudes that have been raised by these single mothers out here because, you know, they're mad at the dad or whatever. We see these guys going to the bathroom in the stalls. They can't even stand up to the urinal.
Listen, we've been overstayed our welcome. And I'm about to get wild and loose, and I don't want to. But I'm just saying, we started with Target, and we ended up with people who missing the target, right? And they ended up. Listen, the moral of the story is, We as Black people can build our own. Stop all this begging. Tabitha Brown, stick yourself for telling people that they don't need to boycott because you gonna miss a meal. Stop that. On Thunder, how you doing? He says, how about do like some men do, get a woman that's vintage and you don't have to worry about pregnancy or child support. It could all be so
Get
simple.
your passports, brother. Change
Hey,
your
wait a
name.
minute, now, wait a minute.
What you got to do.
There was a woman not too long ago. She's 76, got pregnant, and then wait. I hope this is tabloid. Then they said she don't know who the daddy is.
I saw that. I was like, what? And she's on there like calling the dude out and stuff, and just like, I can't. I just can't.
I was like, is this like the Inquirer? Or like, what is this? You know, but at the end of the day, we always talk about it. Yeah. Stop poking holes in people you don't want to be with. You know, if you ain't, I just added it.
Y'all stop changing up the game plan. We stay with y'all if y'all would stick to the plan.
Well, I the last two couldn't poke a hole in the sheet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Brother Reggie. I'm trying because we can't really say a whole lot on here, so I'm trying to really like keep it clean. But I'm just saying, you know, yeah, I don't know. Just like I said, I did it once.
They ain't got to worry about me. 5 years sober. This year is number 6, and I promise you, I'm good. I ain't taking light on, light off. Just keep it to yourself.
Can't do it. I gotta have it. I gotta get it done. It's the nature of a man. I want to, since Black people have low numbers compared to where we're supposed to be because of these mass deletions since the 1970s and incarceration and just death in our communities, and of course the moist dudes, somebody's got to make up the population rate. And as we know in our community, 20% to 30% of the dudes in our community are making the majority of the children.
Donovan, now you know you shooting dust. Anyway, Brother Jonell, that's a good way to leave. He said, settle down to a good choice. Yes, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Hello, Lily. Yes, CJ, we need families. Brother Jonell says, make sure it's kosher meal, stay safe. Yes. Anyway, we're going to get out of here before I get in trouble and I get a phone call from my dad. Be like, nah, that was uncalled for. Okay, you are a lady. You a lady. Anyway, love and appreciate y'all. Salam channel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You said no cat for you. Okay. Anyway,
and I want to give a shout out to Miss Anita Howard. She's our Ghana connections. So I don't know.
Is she still in Ghana?
No. I think she's back. Anita, I know you're back in Phoenix, but I know she goes back and forth, and she got her citizenship there. So you and Dr. Umar, you guys are all doing it big over there. And there's a mayor that went over there that stole $27,000 from Atlanta. That town is nothing but, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna put on mute. Go do your thing.
That town is nothing but scammers. I mean, it seems like everybody that comes out of Atlanta, either they're delusional, they're scammers, they're not what they claim to be. It's just crazy. And this guy was a Black Lives Matter activist. They found that he went over to Ghana and took the city credit card, spent about $27,000 unauthorized. He was the same guy that got arrested for burglary last year on somebody's property. I mean, I just don't get it in our community where we act like Atlanta is the Mecca for Black people. They don't own shit over there. Excuse my language. They don't own nothing. As you look at the skyline, none of those big buildings are owned by Black people. None of that crap. But these Negroes over there acting like they're in Wakanda and they're broke. They're all fucking broke as a joke. They're all broke as a joke. The only person I really know that is a millionaire that's over there. I have a friend that I went to school with in Japan. Her and her husband, they're millionaires and they're living it up. But most of these other people that I ran across when I was out there and stuff, phony, fake as a $3 bill. And it's so sad. And maybe you guys will disagree with me, but strip clubs everywhere, ass being sold everywhere. I just don't get it. So I'm just saying.
Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you, and no shade to anybody on here that's from Atlanta, okay?
Saying they keep talking about black wealth. You go there, everybody's in debt. Everybody doesn't own nothing. You're like, what the hell?
And they live in a housewives of Atlanta lifestyle. Everybody's a housewife, but never married. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Love it. Appreciate every last one of you Chicago dudes. How you doing? We just have, and FM, how you doing? Just have to let Donovan get that off his chest. I hope you feel better. Anyway, I might be back here tomorrow. I will see, right? I'm sure that I will be. Donovan, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Anyway, see y'all later. Yeah, Donovan's stupid. Peace.